Hello everyone, I'm Thomas and welcome back to Stylized Station. And today, you guys have tagged me endlessly all last night for this new anime game that has dropped a trailer, apparently. I don't know much about it yet. I got 100 requests last night from you guys to check out this trailer of this game called Silver Palace. And there's something really interesting about this game. It dropped only a few hours ago and already has 132,000 views. And you guys are popping off in the comments. Can't wait for the release. We will never hear of them again. An upcoming anime-inspired action RPG fantasy adventure game, that's a mouthful, developed by Animator using Unreal Engine 5. And I gotta say, I'm really hyped seeing all these new anime games come out in Unreal Engine 5. We're getting like a cool mix of like really stylized graphics with really high fidelity. Anyway, let's check out the trailer and break it down piece by piece and see if this is really really worth the hype that you guys are hyping it up.
We have a big case.
Holy, look at this already.
To our hands, dozens are dead, burned to ashes. You may be the best detective.
But Sylvania isn't the best city.
So the shot opens up with this like old retro bar. We got like you know, ragtimey music kind of playing in the background, really setting the scene. It's very atmospheric already. You can tell by the frilly clothes design this is going to be like a period piece game as well, which is pretty cool. And by the lighting too, it's very saturated candle lit lighting. That's pretty cool. I also want to note the wine glass and check out when she grabs it. When she grabs the wine glass and picks it up, the wine, because of the gravity, sort of like stays level with the glass, like it shifts. So that's a cool detail they added. I really like that they did that, because like it's such a quick scene. She could just pick that up and no one would really notice, but they added some maybe some water physics in there, or they animated that. That's kind of cool. Anyway, she pulls the glass back and reveals the characters that are having the actual conversation. These guys right here. And I want to take a second to talk about the character fidelity and the details. Unreal Engine 5 is able to produce relatively great lighting on realistic characters. So what's so interesting about this is that these are stylized characters, which isn't as easy to do. You have to do custom normals to make sure that the light is balancing on the face correctly. You've got cell shading that you have to deal with, but these characters don't seem to be cell shaded. We've got a nice soft shadow here on his face and really realistic reflections on the more metallic parts of his clothing. I think it's pretty interesting that his hair is super stylized. Like this is like sculpted out, right? Like you can do this in ZBrush and like pull out the hair and create like actual hair chunks instead of simulating it. But he's got a simulated fur on his jacket, so that's interesting that they did that. They've got like super realistic fur and then like really stylized hair, but it looks good. It seems pretty blended together. And he's got the same on his wrists as well. That's pretty cool. And then we've got this character on the right who like pulls up their hat, and look at the detail in her eyes, man. This is so cool. She's seen a lot. She's been through a lot. Same thing with her. She's got like really stylized, detailed hair, but like the clothing has like realistic aspects to it. Like this is very leathery or rubbery. She's got like real metal reflections, but she's still got like things that make anime characters anime, right? Like you've got the eyes that show through the hair, which is something that they do in traditional anime. You've got the little triangle shading on the nose to define the nose a little bit better. You got like the big eyes, but the shot looks beautiful. It's a really cool mix of stylized and realistic design. They're getting better and better, man. I swear to God, this is going to be a mobile game, isn't it? It's going to be a mobile game. I know it is. I want to do a video on this later, but I swear, like, mobile games have the craziest cinematics and trailers. And I want to point out, by the way, I recognize that this is just a trailer, not indicative of actual gameplay. So these can look as good as they want them to look, right? These can look amazing, but the game we typically find out when we watch these videos that the gameplay isn't as impressive. But we're gonna watch some gameplay as well. Okay, so I'm setting that expectation now. Anyway, the shot continues on. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my God, the city design is so cool.
Always changing.
Wow.
What is true might not always stay true.
So cool.
Sin and evil stalk the city.
Okay, very cool. So let's talk about 3D environment design. This seems to be an in-game shot, which is really cool. At first look, this is giving very like steampunk, kind of like what was that BioShock game where they're like up in the clouds, whatever that one was? Kind of like that kind of vibe, mixed with a little bit of arcane. So it's like that steampunky, technological, industrial revolution mixed with a bit of magic in there. I really like that aesthetic. This is very cool aesthetic to me. We've got a ton of world building happening just in this shot. You can see there's like a elevated streetcar almost thing, like a trolley that's going through. So we've got, there's plenty of technology here. We've got like this sign here, which seems to be glowing with magic. And there's a giant magic balls thing happening in the sky here. So it's a cool mix of technology and magic. When you're world building like a city, a dense city, I think one of the best ways to do it is through the advertisements and media that happens within the city. For example, we've got a car ad on the billboard here. Like billboards are such a cool way to create like a sense of depth in like, if you really want to add some depth into your world, add billboards, add advertisements, and add graffiti. Graffiti is a great one as well. Anyway, in terms of like the way this shot is lined up, it's really cool. Your eyes naturally start down here because this is where all the busyness is happening. But we've got this rail line here that sort of like guides your eye. Once you've had enough of what's going on here, it sort of guides your eye to the middle, and then it brings your eye up to here. So this is a great way to naturally guide people's eyes when you're creating something. So not only are the characters super detailed, but the world is super detailed as well. And it's, again, a mix of like hyper-realism and stylization. Like you can see the bricks are really stylized, like Overwatch style, but like the lighting and reflections are all really realistic as well. Pretty realistic clouds up there, but then it's like floating islands. It's just crazy, man. That's just crazy. And the next shot is a ground level shot. And I like these ones more because when you're telling a story and when you're building a world, the best way to really get people to feel like you're in the world is to take shots and take camera shots at eye level where people are actually going to be and how they're going to be experiencing the world. The top-down shots are cool, but it like feels like a drone shot, right? If you really want people to feel like they're in this city that you've built, if you're a 3D environment artist or whatever, make sure the shots are street level and taking shots of views of like what people would be looking at, how they would be looking at the world. That's how you make people feel in it. Hang on, I got something for you to explain this. So I'm going on a tangent, but let me do this because we're here to learn, right? The Ghost in the Shell movie is a great example and where I first learned this. Some of these shots look amazing, right? Look at this. Look at that. What do you notice about all of these shots? They're at street level. They're where people would actually be standing. Like this shot looks incredible because this is like a person's view of it, right? I mean, it looks incredible for a myriad of reasons. This here could be a shot taken by someone with the camera, right? You're not like floating up in the sky. That kind of takes you out of it. Like, I mean, the shots like this are cool, but you don't feel like you're in it. Take this compared to like this shot, right? Look how much deeper and real that is. You're actually seeing less of the city. You're seeing less, but you're seeing more detail in the important parts. Anyway, that's a tangent. I don't even know if that's going to go in the video, but this actually reminds me of my trip when I went to Paris with my girlfriend. It feels very Parisian, very Victorian. Look at the detail in these buildings. Look at the trim. Look at the cross hatching here on the entrance. Look at the entrance. Like you just want to walk in there and see what's going on. There's like 40 freaking windows in this one building. Now, the cool thing about this is you might think a building like this would be impossible to do as a 3D modeler because you have to like make a million windows and whatever, but you actually don't. There's a lot of really cool tricks that 3D artists can do to speed up this process. And I'm not saying it's a short process. This is a huge undertaking to make something like this. This is still an insane amount of work, but there are ways to take it from making 3 years to make to, you know, maybe you can get this done in a few weeks, a few months. If you want to learn how to do stuff like this, we have a bunch of courses. I'll leave a link in the description. We have a bunch of 3D environment art courses, a new character art course that just dropped, a new environment art course that's just dropped, and we have a new stylized Genshin-ish style VFX course dropping very soon. That's the ad plugged, done. Okay, we can continue on now. Let's continue on here because we're only 23 seconds into this thing. I know you guys like longer videos, but I got a bunch of videos to record today. So let's see the next shot. Let's see the next shot.
Liquid silver, always changing.
Yeah, this city is just crazy, man.
What is true?
What is that?
Always
I don't know what the hell
true.
that thing is.
Sin and evil stalk the city.
That's super cool. The next shot, we get a cool like ground level shot. And one thing I want to note is that there are actual like proper reflections in the ground. There's a lot of really cool ways that you can trick reflections, like screen space reflections. But what's becoming more prominent now is ray tracing, which is mimicking the way light actually reflects off of things. And normally back in the past, we didn't really have the power to do that. But now games are coming out that are able to do it now. And it's getting kind of crazy. Anyway, that's a cool little detail that they've added in there. I love the detail of this road. Look how many textures there are on this road, dude. There's like the red bricks, there's these gray bricks going this way, and then there's this one going this way, and then there's this one here, and there's this one. There's like 15 textures just on this street. Can you imagine the dude that had to do all these? Anyway, now we get a look at the actual character design in game, because I think this is gameplay, right? Yeah, that's gameplay. It's very Genshin Impact-y looking character. I can see she's totally got a vision on her back. One cool thing thing that they've borrowed from anime is the outlines here to make characters stand out, especially in anime drawings and stuff. They create this black outline. I don't know if you can see it because the quality is not great, but that helps a character really pop out, especially with cell shading. There's a lot of cool tricks you can do to make this happen. Some people literally just duplicate the character mesh, expand it a little bit, and then invert the normals, and then that sort of creates like this hull, this black outline. And you can do it with some shader work as well. I think the details on this tram is also like absolutely bonkers. Look at that. That is crazy. That's a crazy amount of detail. And the buildings, dude, I'm like looking at this thing. There's a million things to talk about. All these buildings have like an insane amount of detail. I think it would be super cool if you can go into each and every single one of these. I doubt it. This is going to be a gacha game, isn't it? It is. This is totally going to be a gacha game. Let's take a look at the walking animation again, because I think it's pretty great. Look at the hair jiggle, all the clothes jiggle. Let me go back there. Look at all the secondary movement on the character. Like the hair is waving, the cloak on the back is waving, the hair on the front is waving. Even this little cape is moving as well. Everything's moving. So even if you have like a really basic walk animation, you can make these things look really good and look really real by adding all this like movement. Anime characters always have like more of like they always feel like their other body parts are like floaty. You know, these feel really floaty, and it's not super realistic, but that's like an artistic choice. Having a billboard in a game, dude, it tells so much of a story. It means, number one, there's an economy. There's people to sell to, right? Number two, it gives you an insight into the media of what's going on, of the culture, right? And culture is one of the most important things to tell in a story, because culture isn't really like, you don't write it down, it's implied. And number three means that there's companies that are like creating products and doing things. So it makes you wonder, like, what is this company doing? What are their goals? You know, is capitalism here? Like adding these things adds so much detail into your world. Yeah, this is very French, very French. And they've got a lot of like characters on the side. They got these cool old like redesigns of these retro cars that look like sort of like, it's like retro futurism mixed with steampunk, mixed with like nouveau Victorianism. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm just making words up at this point. One thing that always looks the same in these anime games is the trees. They all look the same, dude. I swear, one company made an anime tree and everyone's like, this is just how we do trees from now on, dude. That's just how we're gonna do it. Making trees in video games is like pretty tricky. You've got to do all the leaves. Like making the trunk itself is like pretty straightforward, but like doing the leaves and stuff, there's a lot of tricks to it because they all have to be animated. And then you can't have like a million leaf models in the tree because that would just slow down your game. And you've also got to make sure that like the light goes through them at the same time, but then you have to have the normals correct. And that means you have to like put the leaves in a sphere and then like put the normals around and then like normalize the normals around. I barely know what I'm talking about. And you have to worry about color. It's a million different things. There's a million different things with trees. So I think once one person figured it out, they were like, you know what, let's just stick with that from now on. It looks good. And they do look very good. I love this shot because we get another look at whatever the hell is going on in here. And it seems to be some sort of like mailbox contraption down here. So it's very steampunky. And there's like these jellyfish things that float around too. I'm just like pointing out things in the scene now. This is actually blowing my mind. And here we get a little look at like the traversal system in the game. Looks like there's rails everywhere, which is very, God, what's that name of that BioShock game? By the end of this video, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna remember what that is. But there seems to be a way to get around in every single part of the city, which is cool, which means you're not just boxed in on the street. I hate when like cities in games have these like really cool cities that they've built and then you like, it's only accessible from like the street. You can't go anywhere. Honkai Star Rail, I'm looking at you. One of the cool things about when you make a game that has like three-dimensional traversability, I'm having a great time making up all these words. These are awesome words. If you have a game where you're just like walking in the street and you make sure your players can't go anywhere, like you can get away with having things look bad on the back end because it doesn't really matter, right? They can only see things from one view. So you can do all these tricks, right? But when a game is like this and you can go everywhere, everything in the game has to look good from everywhere at all times. And that can be hard to do. So this is going to be cool to see when we check out some gameplay to see if to see how it looks. Also, what is she doing up on the rooftop here? And then we see a little bit of how the gameplay works, where she guns down an innocent civilian in the street. But it turns out it wasn't an innocent civilian, it was a monster. And so we get to see some of the character design now. Seems to be some sort of giant fashionable wolf. And it looks like to be some sort of like slash them, beat 'em up game. Like it's got parries, really typical anime animations. Cool ultimates. Okay, cool. Is any anime game complete without ultimates? I feel like that's like a cornerstone of watching an anime show or playing an anime game. Everyone has got to have a special secret ultimate hidden technique. Everyone's got to do it. So Unfortunately, the compression isn't great on this one, so we can't see all the details, but I do like the character design of her, and like the silver and purple colors look really cool. So the background fades away, right? And she sort of charges at you with her face. I like the detail in her eyes are cool, but like there's not a lot of expression in here. It feels a little stiff. Anyway, we have smearing. We have some cool smearing that they've added in. It looks like they've just drawn that in and created like little PNGs and stuck it to her face. So that looks pretty cool. How does that look in regular motion? That's kind of cool. They could have just motion blurred that, but they did add some like custom blurring on the face. I think that's a nice little detail. The thing with those ultimates is you're gonna do them a million times, so they gotta look good. You might as well make it look good once, put the effort in, because then it's gonna pay off. It pulls back, and we got a moon in the sky. Very, very cool looking animation. We get lots of like trails coming in. I think we'll talk about how to do these trails in a later video, but there's a very special way these trails are done. Now let's talk about it now. In the 3D space, right? I'm talking to layman's terms. These are just anime. I know you're an anime fan, but you're gonna learn about some 3D today. These have been dubbed solar coasters. I hate the name, but this is just what people are referring to them to now. Basically, you take a 3D mesh, like a plane, like a long plane, and you stretch it out in this shape. And then all you have to do is take a texture and scroll it along that mesh. And it creates this cool solar coaster effect. Isn't that fun? And then you can like add a bunch of them. I did it in a previous video where I animated Minecraft animations, and our new VFX course coming up is gonna cover this fully, so you guys can actually learn how to do this. But it's a cool detail, and it looks like if someone who hasn't seen 3D before would say like, oh, it's like a simulation or like something like that, like a wind, you know, but it's not. It's actually a cool trick that are used in a lot of anime games. And then she charges in, and we get some cool speed lines on the side. You can do that by spawning these shapes, these little lines right on the camera. I did that in a video too. We did it in the arcane video. It was really easy to do. Anyway, she charges in, and then we get a whole bunch of effects. We get like more streaks coming out. We get sparks, little dots, and we get this like cool wave, and then like a ground effect happening as well. That's called a decal. And the wolf's like, ugh. Cool, pretty, yeah, that's a pretty typical effect. Anyway, let's continue on.
I need an assistant.
Oh, British accent?
I'm here for the interview.
Cute. Oh, she's got a gun. Oh, I like her detail.
My knight in her stead.
Okay, lots of enemies, like a hack and slash.
Look who it is. You're not welcome in Sulfurnia.
Do not talk to the detective with that tone.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
I think a lot of these characters are really cool. Like, look at all these tubes she's got coming off of her. Like, that's kind of sinister. She's got like a little cat thing. I like her hair a lot. Modeling hair is really cool. That's something I was never good at. Look at all the details on her. She's got all these ropes. She's got bullets on her back, and then she's got this little cat thing, and then these tassels and a suitcase. This is kind of cool. This is a really fun character design. I like how this rope thing, is that supposed to be like a tail? I don't know what's going on there. Probably won't know until the game comes out. I love how this game has mixed anime styles with like this Victorian era style of clothing. Back then, everything was really frilly, a lot of lace, a lot of bows, a lot of shapes, colors, textures, all on the clothing. It was a weird time, but I think they've nailed it pretty well. I think with anime design, you can easily over detail these characters, and I think some of these are pretty borderline, but this one's okay. And then of course we have like a big booby warrior with like a giant sword. Gotta have that in every single game. She's got a big shield too. And then we get an introduction to this character as well, who's like, God blimey. I will say sometimes the whole like, you know, Mary Poppins, chimney sweep, you know, Cockney accent can come off as pretty corny. So I kind of got corny vibes here in how it's acted out in English. So it'll be interesting to hear like the other versions. I'm really loving this detective vibe that they got going on. That's pretty unique. One cool thing to note that you guys may have missed with this trailer is some of the anime style techniques they're using here. This guy's holding up the photo of her, and as he wiggles it, we get little like wiggle lines there. And then as she goes to grab it, there's a little hit impact. And then as she pulls it away, we get some smearing as well. Not smearing, I guess these are more like streaks. Like the mesh itself isn't smearing, but that's a small detail. And you don't really notice it. Like, look how quick this is. Shows it, grab, gone. It was like 2 frames. It's 2 frames. So much work has to go into this to make it look like an anime game.
Besides fire, there's another way to turn the skin black.
Ooh.
You know what it is.
What is that on her
But
back?
it's just too peculiar.
Oh, I like the eyes. This is pretty cool. Woo!
This is the night.
Where everything ends!
Very cool.
Admit it!
Like, look at the detail on this like camera thing, I guess. It looks to be like some sort of broken camera. I'm not sure what that is. Next to the smoldering body, like I like that this anime has some darker themes. This alleyway looks great. The lighting is fantastic. I love that like this area is lit up. The body is sort of like in the shadows and darkness. That's kind of a cool detail. This character is also standing in the darkness. Notice there's no person standing in the light. No one is standing in the light at all. Whether I'm looking into that too much or it's like an actual like storytelling detail, I don't know. But it's cool things to it's cool to like theorize about. And we get introduced to another character who has like a pulsating heart thing on her back, kind of creepy. But look at the details on that thing, man. Like it's like a needle. I love the detail of the eyes. Her eyes seem to glow a lot. I don't know if that's going to be a storytelling thing, but that's really cool. How they use like emissives and emissive textures to really like have these eyes stand out. And then we get this awesome shot of this car, and look at all the crazy reflections on this, man. Like, and then in slow motion, we get to see the car in action. It's like a Bentley looking thing with like the wheels on the outside. And we get like a Bonnie and Clyde style chase. She gets blasted in the face with the newspaper. I didn't even notice that. It's really funny in slow motion. I didn't even notice this animation. It's hilarious. Look at the glowing engine in the car too. What a crazy detail. Anyway, the car's careening through the city as like things are going crashing around them. The engine's like exploding. There's some crazy fires going on in the background. I didn't notice this face before. That's not easy to, I mean, that's like a whole new face model they had to do in 3D, dude. It's not like they had to draw that. That is funny. That is funny. Lots of cool action shots going on here. This villain is super cool. He's like a Joker mixed with the candle dude from freaking Little Mermaid. I love how he's got a lighter so he can like light himself. And I love it. He's like Phantom of the Opera dramatic, and he's got all these little like melted candle minions. Oh, what if these are like real people in here that he's like transformed? That would be messed up. Anyway, I love this guy. I love his character design. We get another shot of this like cool industrial smelting furnace thing. I have no idea what this deal is, but I love all the shots in here. There's like so many pipes, and you can see they're like carrying materials to and from. It seems to be like maybe they're carrying metals in here and they're smelting them, and then the metals are going out. I think it's really important that like when you're creating machines and stuff, they have to make sense, at least somewhat. So this seems to like make somewhat sense. That's a cool area. And then we get this shot of this like incredible scene. Look how the city's lit up below. We've got a huge tower, which is purposely put in the shot, put it at a nice low angle so we can see how majestic this tower is. And there's this beautiful swirling like tunnel that's going on up there. You can see there's like almost these like creatures that are in there, and they're moving very slowly. One thing to sell scale is that things need to move slowly when they're big, right? That's how you make things look big and heavy and weighty. And there's these funny little jellyfish floating around. Very cool. Very cool. This looks like a Disney movie, dude. Look how expressive the character face is here. I was just giving them hell that the characters weren't looking expressive, and now look at this. Look, we've got like the crying in the eyes. We've got tears welling up in the eyes. I guess that's just like a, look at how they do that, dude. Like I wonder how they do that. Maybe they take like a mesh, add it to the eye, and then sort of use noise to distort it. But look, it sort of like changes. It's changing shape all the time. So they might be using a mesh with some noise on it to sort of like kind of like make it jiggle, and then a teardrop comes out of the eye and falls straight down and it glows. So they just like make it glow a little bit. They add a bit of emission on that and it just drops. That's a cool detail and probably takes like a decent amount of work to make. Also, what is that plant on her ear? Hello, who the hell is that? Oh, it's my kind of game. I understand. I was gonna say earlier, there's not a lot of fan service, and I don't know, it's just her clothing, but that's every time they put a giant anime girl that steps on you into a game, they know what they're doing, right? Lady Tremescu, who was that from Silent Hill? Was it Silent Hill or Resident Evil? That's it. God, what was that BioShock game called? That's still driving me crazy. I don't know. These characters are so like detailed and complex. All of it is like, it's all like molding together in my head. So I hope, I don't know, maybe they feel original, but they don't at the same time. I feel like anime games just have that problem in general when you over animate or over design them.
Bad guy.
Oh, they can fly. Whoa. Cool, so they've all got their own little fun. Oh, he just smacked the. Oh! Cool cutscenes. This is crazy. It's a chariot.
Fairy tales mean something else to us.
Yo, this car is sick.
I already knew none of us could escape fate. Unless
Oh my god, what a crazy shot
you
in the book.
are
Oh, what a
the
transition.
author.
Okay. That's cool. That was a cool ending sequence. At the end, we get a nice shot of the world, and I guess there's flying mounts, which is great. That's really cool. We get another close-up shot of some of the action. Looks like everyone's got finishers, and then this is my favorite one. Boom, boom, and bah! That's good. That was pretty satisfying. That was pretty satisfying. The combat looks interesting so far. The combat looks fun, but there's so many effects. It's really hard to see what's going on. There's like sparks in the foreground. There's like this girl is also, her clothing is on fire, like by design. And then there's embers in the background. So it's just a lot of fire, a lot of flames happening. It's hard to see what's going on. She fires guns. And then we got this chariot thing too, which looks like an awesome boss fight. It's like, wait, was that a rocket powered chariot? I didn't notice that before. It is a rocket powered chariot with rockets, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. The horse is on the front, man, having the time of their life. I think that one of the coolest parts is this like Batmobile style car. I love car shots in games, man. Like they're moving so fast, and like the camera stays still on the car, so you get to see all the cool details of the car as it moves around, but like the world is just blowing by it. It's super cool. It looks like we're gonna get some really cool chase scenes too as the city's blowing up behind it. I just love this scene. I'm kind of fangirling on it. The engine is so cool in this car. Look at that. Look at the flames in the engine. That's so sweet, as this mechanical rocket powered horse is chasing you. There's just, look at all this detail, all the explosions, the car flying in the air, these rockets that are just flying everywhere, the city in the background this street has been obliterated as the chase has continued down. And the camera pulls up and you realize, wait, this world isn't exactly what they say it is. And it looks like it's starting to fold in on itself, Inception style. We get a big sweeping shot as this city is like getting destroyed. We've got like these Big Ben style towers, clock towers, collapsing, smoke everywhere as these 2 points of the world start to converge. One cool detail to note is that there's this tower in the background. So it looks like maybe this is where all it's being controlled or something, because that's not affected by this. And then it converges and sort of like is completely destroyed, right? Everything gets obliterated. This entire world is destroyed, and it pulls back, and it was just a page in a book. Cool transition, really smart transition. I like that. And then we get this like classic anime otherworld. There's actually something bigger going on, sort of storyline that opens up, which is very cool. I can see why people are excited. It looks to be like a visually interesting game with a fresh take on the environment and the character design. A somewhat fresh story that's taking place. It's sort of like a detective-y, maybe like a noir crime murder mystery thing that starts off. And it's got some cool combat and boss fights. I can see why people are excited. However, us anime game fans, whatever you want to call us, we've been hurt before. We know how these games turn out. How many times have you seen an incredible trailer and then the game is just doo-doo, right? It happens all the time. Let's see what people are saying about it. Can't wait for the release. Mobile, this level of production, this is a gotcha, isn't it? See, people have the same worries as me, man. This is like if you combine the aesthetic of Reverse 1999 and the combat of Tales of Arise. That's very true. Wait, what's Reverse 1999? Reverse 1999. Oh, okay, yeah, like a Victorian era sort of game. Yeah, cool. Okay, I was gonna end the video there, but I remembered I did say we take a look at some gameplay. So let's quickly take a look at some gameplay before we wrap it up here. And we'll see if you guys, and I'll let you guys form your own opinions about this. Let me know in the comments what you think about this game, if you're excited or not. Yeah, look at this world design, man. It's so beautiful. Such beautiful design. This room is very like Victorian solar punky sort of style. Let's see outside. Okay, yeah. This looks really good. This is gameplay. Okay, this looks good. I mean, it looks amazing. Character models look pretty good in game. Still a little jarring with the realistic lighting, but pretty cool. Let's take a look at the combat. I'm very curious about it. Okay. Power Rangers. Parry. Guns. Some cool camera angles. Oh. Okay. You can press F to do like cool finishers when they're stunned. The camera's really close up on this character though. I don't know if I like that. Pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. What is this playing on? Is this on PC? Like, I think it's crazy how fast you can move around the city with like minimal lag. I guess I'd be very interested to see the specs of what they're actually playing on. But look at the detail of this city, man. It's absolutely incredible. I love that you can fly and then go straight to a land, and then the mount like automatically changes based on what you're doing. Pretty cool. I don't know if I like the mount. It's kind of jarring. Okay, okay, yeah, sure. I don't know what she's saying, but I'm on board. I actually like her hair. I like how it's like red under her hair. That's what I noticed the most. Wait, is there stealth too? There's stealth. Okay, okay. Let's take a look at some of the different characters. Yeah, she's got like a needle that she injects in people. And like a saw blade, so she's like a medic. Oh, holy crap. And then there's this crazy boss fight. By the way, the music is amazing. This is insane. What the hell? Holy. Okay. Pretty cool. Overall, people seem to be really impressed with the gameplay too. This gameplay is actually no joke. Really amazing. This is going to be peak. Art direction is so up my alley. Me too. You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. Tips, Fedora. Detective work and the combat mechanics got my full attention. Me too. Okay, super interesting. Okay, okay. Okay, this could be good. This could be good. I was apprehensive, but thank you guys for letting me know about this game. This was a cool one. I enjoyed this a lot. Anyway, I'm done. That's all I want to talk about. Oh, it was BioShock Infinite.